What is going on, everybody? We're here and we are live. And no, Jeremy's not with me today. He had more important things to do. So that's what Jeremy's doing. Instead, we call in the old backup quarterback, the old veteran who's just been sitting on the end of the bench holding the clipboard, eating some hot dogs. And he's like, oh, shit, I got to come in and play. All right. We've got drunk 3PO.
I think he's upset that it's July 1st, man. Pride Month is over. He's probably crying somewhere. You know,
that's true. He had a whole month and now it's over.
It's over. And he came back from that parade that seems to be put on everyone's timeline yesterday. So he's on his way back, I guess. So here we go. It's over and done.
That's it. Great. But yes, we're here today. Jay, did you watch House of the Dragon last night?
I did.
Nice. Are you doing any breakdown streams like you were last year when you couldn't remember anybody's names?
I still can't remember anybody's name. Your breakdowns are great though, man. I need them because I still have no idea exactly what's going on.
My one from last week got fucking copyright claimed like a million times, and I've been like fighting to get it back up, and it just won't. I let it play too long in too many different parts. So I keep like cutting stuff out and appealing, and they just won't let me get it back public, which is gay as fuck. But
the worst part of the show yesterday was like the crippled son, like he was naked. I was like,
crippled son.
The guy was missing an eye, man. He looks like he's sick.
Why do you think being crippled makes you, or losing an eye makes you crippled?
Nah, dude, there's something wrong with him. There's something that I don't know. There's something like he just looks like he's got like a forever sickness.
Oh, he does look like he has AIDS or something. Right?
The
He's
first time,
very,
like he was all
very skinny and
up
gaunt
on that woman, and he was all naked. I was like, dear God, what does he have? Like a tapeworm or something? But yeah, and then this one got worse, and
you got to see his penis in that one.
It revealed he actually does have a little worm. So there you go, and that was House of the Dragon.
That's Jay's review, everybody. The crippled kid who's actually the best fighter on the green side.
I don't even know why I'm not invited to these review streams. I'm just saying.
I can't imagine. Let's see. If you didn't know before the stream, there was a big Supreme Court announcement. So I'm sure we have a couple super chats about that. Gohan creates Prometheus Creations, Hail 199, and Hail Donald Trump. Supreme Court ruled he's immune to prosecution.
Look at that.
Fairly immune. He has a lot of protections. Let the liberal tears rain for the fans. Thank you. Lord Voldemort, Supreme Court grants Trump full immunity for official acts as president. Yes, Lord Voldemort. Dom H with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Dom. Special J for $2 says, hi, Jay.
Hi.
Anzac for 5. Welcome to Geeks and Flamers. That was last month.
Yeah, it's July now, man. It's all about fireworks, July 4th, all that stuff.
We're changed people now. Now.
It's right. Everything is good.
Orangutan, member for 13 months, late, and the University of California in Austin. Hail to both of you. House of the Dragon, killing it, unlike Keanu Monday by Disney. 199.
This was kind of like the House of the Dragon was kind of it's a setup episode, right? Setup for the and then I guess we're not going to talk spoilers. Do you care? Like whatever. So
I don't really want to talk like spoilers. Or
all right, that's fine. I just know like the conversation at the end. The conversation at the end was like the best part. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, this is basically, hey, we've exhausted all hope. There's blood has been spilled on both sides, and even if anybody wanted to stop the war, it's not going to fucking happen.
Nothing you could do. Yeah, it's over. All on technically a meme story.
And I would say next week, be prepared for fire and blood to reign over Westeros. That's all that I'll say.
The only thing you'd have to explain to me is why.
Why what?
How do I don't want to. How do we?
Why what?
Oh, you left me there.
I'm here.
Your camera's out. So why the guy from Team Black went over to that one castle to take over by himself? Like, what was the point of that?
I
Just
mean,
to get more houses, or just
so Harrenhal is the fucking like biggest. Well, at one point in time, it was the biggest, most grand castle in all of Westeros until Aegon the Conqueror came to Westeros, and Lord Harren decided, "Nah, fuck that. I'm not coming out. I'm not bending the knee to you. We're just gonna lock myself up in my impenetrable fortress." And he's like,
oh
"Stone doesn't burn." He must not watch the Acolyte because he was like, "Stone doesn't burn." Arion and Aegon decided, hey, you know what? We don't need it to burn. We just need it to melt. And that's why like Harrenhal looks the way it does, because it literally fucking
yeah.
killed his entire family line. So Harrenhal is like kind of in ruins, but it's still a massive, it's still like a massive castle in a very important location in the Riverlands. So like that's a very strategically important location.
Okay.
And if the Greens had got their shit together and got more people there sooner, it could have been different. But Daemon goes there expecting to find a bunch of resistance, like thinking, I'm going to show how, like, I need a win. I want to show that I'm a fucking, like, powerful person, that people will bend the knee to me, that I can do this for Rhaenyra, all these things. And he expects a lot of resistance, doesn't get any. He basically gets a bunch of people that are like, yeah, we want nothing to do with the fucking Greens.
That's right.
Yes, I bend the knee to you. All hail Queen Rhaenyra. Like, blah,
he's
blah,
like,
blah.
here, have some peas. And he's like, I'm not eating this crap. Could be poison.
Yeah, and really what Daemon's going to find there is there's been rumors about Harrenhal being cursed or haunted or things like that from when it was built, and how they chopped down like thousands of weirwood trees, which is like kind of a big fucking no-no. Just to make the castle itself, to all the people that died in there. You constantly hear stories about people thinking that there's ghosts or that it's haunted, shit like that. And all of a sudden he starts having some weird visions.
It's not what I'm saying. Is that why he had the dreams? Like the weird. That was freaky, man.
Yeah, get Millie Alcock back there just to sew on the head of
someone's head,
decapitated child, and have one line. So yeah. Where the fuck am I? I skipped a bunch of these. Garfield's Bizarre Adventures. Good news, everyone. My Hollywood spies have confirmed that Boogie2988 went to Kathleen Kennedy's office recently wearing a MAGA hat, demanding an end to wokeness in Star Wars. Bro, do you think Boogie could even like fucking walk down the hallway at Disney? I mean, I guess he can walk. We've seen him walk. We've seen him stand in a ring and get pounded before, so maybe.
He has some vlogs when he was at Disneyland, but those were years ago. I guess like wasn't it recently like they paid him like $100 to like pay him like $100 to call his like to cut his own grass, and he almost died. So
maybe Boogie's an interesting person. Jeremy's Trump body pillow for 5. I'm glad I got to spend time with Jeremy last Thursday. He must still be exhausted after a busy weekend. Yeah, he needs to throw you in the wash, I think.
Oof.
Ryan for 10 euros. The word official must be defined first, but it is a win for Trump. Yeah, for sure. And this is not like, this doesn't mean that, that, you know, Trump could just walk out in the street and shoot somebody in the fucking head and
do whatever he wants. Yeah.
There's some people that have interpreted as that. That's not exactly the case. But yeah, definitely a win for him. Durag Bob Iger for $2. Hey, Holmes, I tried to save Disney. Bob is a biatch.
That's pretty funny.
Maximus BT for $1.99. Are you retarded? Thank you.
They love when you say that, man.
I don't know.
You should sell that as a text alert. So people, every time, you know, they get a text that screams that.
Does anybody even download custom sounds for fucking?
Probably not, but still.
Bro, I remember fucking 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I guess. 20 years ago at this point, when I first got a cell phone or whatever. That was like everybody's obsession. You had the ringback tones. You know, when somebody called you and you played a song. You had, I had Duel of the Fates at one point as my ringtone on my Motorola Razr. Yeah, good times.
Dang, what did I have? Who knows? I spent too much money on that dumb stuff too. Now everything's silent.
Bro, I remember at one point in time, my ringback tone was Stay Fly by 3-6 Mafia. When you called me, that's what fucking played instead of it ringing. Holy shit.
I did have Tupac Hit It Up, But it's like it would it would be so loud. So it'd be like all this cussing in the theater stuff, like pretty funny.
God.
I don't know. I guess it set the mood for the phone call. All right. There we
Josh
go.
Strife Hayes is giving me a new favorite game design quote. Don't pay homage to a game that is much better than yours and makes me want to stop playing your game and go play that one.
What
Fair
games
enough.
are you playing nowadays, Ryan? You have one. You just
I'm not doing shit.
yeah. All right. Just thought I'd ask.
Only joystick I've been playing with lately is my dick. That's about it. God. I tried to keep a straight face through that one. Keanu Monday for
Nothing but the
yeah.
So good.
Keanu Monday for 199. I agree with Jay.
Thank you, Keanu Monday. I don't have a case of the Mondays. I'm doing good.
I do because yesterday, my stream yesterday, yesterday on the last Sunday of every month, I end up having like a collision of a bunch of things, which is great. And I get to do my member stream over on our Capitals Live and like stuff like that. But I had Sports Wars at 11.
Yep.
Member stream at 2, my stream at 5:30, House of the Dragon when that got over. And we were probably live to almost 2:00 in the morning or whatever. So it was just a long fucking day.
How long is that house? Was that like 4 hours?
We end up usually going like 3 or something or longer just because we keep babbling on about it. But yeah.
So you got to finish your stream, watch House of the Dragon, then get on the next one.
Yes. So I'm a little tired today.
Ryan's got a case of the Keanu Mondays.
I do. Mad About Hatter gives 5 Geeks and Gamers memberships. Thank you for the 5 subs. Jay's right. Ryan, I enjoyed the RK live stream yesterday. Jeremy's Trump bottle pillow must be working overtime. Probably is. Fake Tie Dude gives 5 memberships. Thank you. Special J for 2. They're advertising Star Wars on milk gallons.
Also on Coke products, I think, too.
What are they advertising? Acolyte?
Yeah, I think one had like Soul on it. The other one had The Stranger.
Ah, well, there you go. You know what's funny? Because we were going to talk actually about the Captain America movie. Like a month or two ago, like a 12-pack of Coke had a bunch of like Captain America, Marvel, Brave New World advertising shit on it because it was originally supposed to come out on the Deadpool release date in July. And because of the way these contracts sometimes work, whether it's like with McDonald's or whether it's with one of these big brands, sometimes all that shit is like planned out so far. They can't like pull that advertising. So they just have to put it out. And it's a complete waste of fucking money. They're just going to have to re-advertise for it again coming in like January and February when the thing's actually supposed to release, which is just so fucking funny.
When it's all said and done, what is your guess on how much money this movie is going to spend? Because it seems like we're at 375 right now.
Yeah, so that's
does that make it the biggest movie? Sorry, I mean to cut. That's bigger than Indiana Jones, right?
That would be, but I will say I don't know if we have the official Indiana Jones numbers yet. I don't know if we've officially seen those, have we? The official, like, because that did film in the UK, I think.
Yeah.
So we should have some official numbers from that at some point in time. But yes, there's been an update about Captain America 4, the troubled production, which, you know, they had stopped filming, they had completed filming on this thing. And then several months later, they're like, oh, by the way, we're going to delay it by almost a year. And all of a sudden we start heading into the massive reshoot territory. Harrison Ford is probably angry as hell that he has to keep coming back to this set to play a comic book character. I can only imagine how irritated he is. Just having to work all this extra. He's like, I never should have taken this $10 million. But we are getting an update on Captain America 4 Brave New World. What was once sold to us as, you know, the budget for this is around $270 million, which is a lot just in and of itself. If it was just $270 million, but they promised it's not going to get anywhere close to 300. Apparently, that's not the case. Captain America Brave New World reshoots reportedly ballooned budget to $375 million. It's like they're shooting a brand new movie. And we had heard about this, that it was so fucked up that they had such bad feedback about this thing that they had to scrap virtually all the action sequences, that they were probably going to have to reshoot the majority of this movie. And I wouldn't be surprised if it balloons up to more than 375 when it's all said and done. We're talking about almost $400 million for a fake Captain America movie. You're setting yourself up to have to hit not just $1 billion, you're talking $1.2 billion maybe to break even. That's fucking insanity.
That's not going to happen. Do you think the remember when they had like the plot leaks and all that stuff? Do you think there was any truth to that? Like some of that stuff got out and then they were like, yeah, we gotta change all this, you know?
I think the one like Reddit plot leak, I think that was pretty much bullshit.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I think that was pretty much bullshit, but I do feel like they got really bad feedback internally and by anybody they showed it to. And that they just felt they had to fix it. But this isn't as insane as $375 million sounds. It's really not that insane because look at what we've seen. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania set to blow its budget as costs surged to nearly $330 million. That's something that they told us cost $200 million. In actuality, cost close to $330 million. What about Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness? You remember that one? $414 million. Now, they got a UK tax credit that brought the total spending down to $350 million. But just think about that. This is also a movie that had to do significant reshoots on, which is one of the reasons it exploded like that. Like, this is now just standard for Marvel.
They shoot a film. They go, hey, how do you guys like it? I don't like it. All right, let's start over again. They do something different. My gosh, man. That's people in the chat saying money laundering. That's insane. Spending almost $500 million for a superhero film.
Well, I mean, if that superhero film makes $5 billion, then it might be a good investment. But if it makes... If you're setting yourself up to, if I don't hit $1 billion, I will lose money. That's a bad business prospect.
It's crazy. Like what was do you remember off the top of your head, like what the budget for Avatar was? Like it's got to make Avatar
375 or 400.
So it's got to make like Avatar numbers to even come close. What is that famous line from the Falcon when he looks at the senator?
Do better, Senator.
Yeah. That's it. That's what they need to do. Disney needs to look at themselves and do better. That's all I have to say. What would be the estimated budget?
The estimated budget for Way of Water was somewhere between 350 and 460 million.
But they shot a lot of like Avatar 3 in that.
I don't know if I don't actually think that the shooting of Avatar 3 rolls into that budget at all. I think it's different. But when it comes to building the technology and like the sets and all the stuff that they are going to use and the equipment, that I think was front loaded because they're going to reuse a bunch of it for the next one. Because I think Avatar 3's budget is around like 200 to 250 million. You know what I mean?
That's I just don't. There is no big characters that would draw people in to watch the new Captain America film. Like apparently these are the leaks, and you said that they are probably crap, but apparently one of them was that he's going to assemble a new Avengers. Like that's what's going to kick off the new Avengers with the B team, I guess. So,
and I wouldn't be surprised if we get some semblance of that. Yeah.
If that is true, who the heck are they assembling?
She-Hulk,
Captain Marvel,
Shang-Chi, Marvel's Katie.
Jeez, man. Okay.
Can we just see Hulk versus Red Hulk? Wouldn't that be cool to see?
That would just probably be the better film. So Red Hulk is going to be so powerful that he's going to be able to take on the B team or C team of the Avengers. If that's true. Oh my god.
I mean, Red Hulk is fucking crazy.
He is. I'm just saying.
And there's no way Professor Hulk, like the current iteration of Hulk, could take him on.
Terrible. The MCU Hulk is like, it's such a downgrade to comic book Hulk. So it's not even close. Do you think they'll have, like, someone in the chat said Spider-Man? I don't think they would put Spider-Man in this.
I think they have to be very careful of when and how they
Yeah.
use Spider-Man. There's so many agreements they have to come to with Sony and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because they still don't have like full autonomy over that character.
Dude, we're gonna come from like, so this month is Deadpool and Wolverine. And I saw the latest rumor is that do you think Wesley Snipes' Blade might be in that film?
I think anything that you
It's
think could be
possible?
possible is possible.
Dude,
And
that would be
I've been talking
incredible.
about this for a while. I think that I think internally Marvel is like recognize how badly they've like fucked everything up.
Yeah,
And I think for this, they really let Ryan Reynolds kind of like drive the ship in terms of, hey, you know, a lot like Ryan Reynolds knows all these guys. Fucking Hugh Jackman knows all these guys. Let's fucking make some calls. Let's get a bunch of people involved in little fucking cameos. It'll be fun. Like everybody can be a part of it, blah, blah, blah. I think that was the goal because they wanted to give the feeling like we kind of had with Spider-Man No Way Home of all these
correct.
different characters you care about, like coming back and seeing them. I think you're going to see a bunch of Fox X-Men movie appearances. I think you're going to see Fantastic Four appearances from like the previous iteration.
Like
I
Chris
think,
Evans is Johnny.
listen, I have been saying that for years.
Yeah.
That would be the coolest thing. Not the coolest thing. It would be really fucking funny. It would make me smile and laugh for the meme of seeing Chris Evans and people thinking that he was like Captain America and then he's actually the Human Torch.
The Human Torch.
Just because he was in like two different set of Marvel movies. What would happen if that multiverse comes together? That's something we've been talking about for years. And this is like the perfect opportunity to do something like that. I think anything and everything is on the table for it.
I think if Wesley Snipes comes back as Blade and he has like a pretty awesome scene, that's just like a big middle finger. He's been talking a lot of trash on social media about the Blade film, sort of, but
the thing is, the leaks that are coming out indicate that Wesley Snipes, it's not just a cameo, that he has like a significant role as Blade.
Please, that would be
those are some of the things. It's not just like a 1 minute cameo or like a 1 second cameo that he might actually have a role to play in the film.
Oh man, Nerdrotic in the chat says Nick Cage is Ghost Rider.
Yes, Nick Cage is Ghost Rider. Bring him fucking in.
That would be what if they assemble a team and it's Blade and Ghost Rider and all that. That'd be pretty cool.
Bring Jessica Alba in here. She's still hot as fuck. Like, let me see Sue Storm in action. I'm pretty sure you saw the Fantastic Four car in one of like the set pictures. So there's going to be something from Fantastic Four in there.
Oh, okay.
I fucking guarantee.
I just like Wesley Snipes would be the selling point for me.
Big Worm. Jay didn't sing. He no longer loves us.
What's up, Big Perm?
Dude, it says Big Worm.
You never saw Friday?
Yeah. But he's Big Worm.
They're like, what's up, Big Perm? Big Worm?
Mad Hatter for 5. What's up, Mad Hatter? Doesn't say anything. Bebop, 1988 for 20. Hey, Jay, times are rough, man. Think you could loan me $20?
$20?
Yeah, I don't know why he uses an O instead of a 0.
Yeah, times are tough, man. I don't know. Stock market's not looking too good today.
You just gave us $20, so thank you.
Yeah.
Green-haired anti-liberal, member for 27 months. Hey, I have specific ringtones for specific people still. Don't hate my anime, video game, rap, country ringtones, haters. They drive my bro nuts. Yeah, I don't.
No hate.
I'm so fucking boring at this point. I like my home screen on my phone is the one that like is the standard with the fucking phone. My lock screen's the same way. My ringtones are the standard ringtone. My text alert's a standard text alert. I just don't have time to fucking customize shit. I don't care. What do I fucking care about now?
All mine's on silent.
The Wolf from Heart for 199. New month. Let's hashtag rescue Dave Filoni's dog. Not going to happen. Maybe Brie Larson could do it. I can't. Get woke, go broke for $10 says fuck Disney. Well, thank you.
Oh, look at some nice fonts you got there.
Jason Yankovic for 2. Kemp's is selling blue milk with a Star Wars label. Like the blue milk with alcohol in it? Or just like
no, I think it's dyed. Regular milk that's dyed. Yeah. Not from Galaxy's Edge. That's not even milk. That's some kind of, I don't know what that is.
Ministry of Wrongthink for 10. I had a friend years ago get caught with a guy in a dog kennel. No relation. To this day, my ringtone for her is "Who let the dogs out?" Caught with a guy in a dog kennel. Like they were in a dog kennel.
I don't want to know.
Having sex? Or they were at, like, dogs were involved with it?
Oh, God. It's getting worse.
I just don't really understand.
Hey, they released a pitch of Denzel Washington in The Gladiator.
Where is it? Let me see it.
Here we go. Look at this. Look at this legend right here.
With the fucking earring.
Yeah.
Denzel. I have no idea what to think about this movie.
I don't either.
I have zero.
I just had to get
idea.
away from the topic that was coming through.
I'm pretty sure Denzel plays like a former slave who's now rich or something. Pretty sure that's the role he plays in this. I'm sure Denzel's gonna be fucking awesome in it.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how I feel about the idea of having a Gladiator 2. When's that coming out?
Sometime this year, is it not?
I don't know. If I knew, I wouldn't have had to ask.
That's true.
Jason,
Good point.
Jason Yankovic for 5. Reading the shill media defend the Acolyte is almost as fun as watching videos making fun of it. The Acolyte's rough. Mikey Gussler for 5. Michael Chiklis kind of teased a few months ago on Twitter he'd be making a return as the Thing in Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, I think, and all the people that say I'm not appearing in it, like, I just don't think you can take anybody at face value.
Right.
We saw how they did that shit with Spider-Man No Way Home. We saw how, like, Andrew Garfield, like, lied through his teeth for months about it.
I wonder if Campy is going to get, like, early picks and put his watermark on it and release it.
Maybe his dick mark.
I got more pictures if you ever want me to share, but that's all.
Are there any good ones?
We can finish this super chat and then I'll just pull them up.
Arnold Squash and N-word for $2.99. God damn, I'm glad pedophile month is finally over. Thank you.
Here is Pedro Pascal and Logan Paul. Actually, I don't know who that is.
Wait. I was gonna say, what, Logan Paul? Yeah. Pedro Pascal plays like a fucking gladiator. That's probably who's the lead in this.
I can't remember. Is that him there?
I think it is Gladiator 2 cast. I forget his name. Paul Mescal, maybe. Plays Lucius.
It's like he's got the exact same sword.
Yeah, that is Paul Mescal. Yeah, Paul Mescal versus Pedro Pascal at first look in Epic Gladiator 2. I mean, I hope it's fucking good. The first one is amazing. The first one's one of the best movies ever made.
This is what is this, like 50 years in the future from the first one?
I don't know about 50,
roughly.
Maybe like 20.
Maybe 20 years.
Maybe 20 or something like that. But this looks like Pedro Pascal because he was a former like Roman warrior or general or something before he ended up getting put in the pits. So that's probably like a flashback to that in the scene. Pedro Pascal's in fucking everything now.
Yeah, he's they call him for everything. And then the Denzel picture was the last one that we showed already.
At least you don't have to see his dumbass in The Mandalorian. It's like one of the saving graces of The Mandalorian in general. You don't have to actually see Pedro Pascal.
Oh, wait a minute. There's one more. Apparently, she was in the first one.
Yes. Yeah.
So she's gonna make a return. Is it like this? I don't know. Like, what are they gonna do? Is it the same story all over again? Is it like a general that just gets caught and decides not to bend the knee, and then he gets thrown in? Now he's got to fight, so they redo the whole story. It's kind of
like
boring if that's the case, but
so like Lucius, like the main character, I think is going to be Lucius, who basically was the kid who was like the heir to the fucking Roman Empire back in Gladiator, and he's like been disappeared for a while, some shit like that. That's really all I know about it.
Okay. So he's doing the same thing. He picks up the the dirt and rubs it on his hands.
Yeah, like, and what's that actress's name? Connie something. I forget who it is, but she was in the first Gladiator, so it makes sense. That's the mother of the main character. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I will definitely check it out because I love Gladiator, but I just don't know. I don't have much faith that it's gonna deliver.
Wait, sorry, here's the last one. There he is. Yep.
Is that the bad guy in this one?
Isn't that the son? I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't believe so. Maybe. We know a lot about Gladiator. Connie Nielsen, yes, thank you for Connie Nielsen. That reference that I couldn't remember.
Well, I know a lot about Cobra Kai.
Let's actually pull that up. Mad About Hatter for 2. Ryan, go to any country freely. Where do you go? I don't want to fucking go anywhere. The only traveling I ever want to do in my entire life for the rest of my life is at one point in time, I want to take about 2 weeks to go to Europe and just like see a couple places in Europe. Other than that, I never have any reason to ever leave the fucking United States to go to any of these fucking dog shit countries.
All right, I have it whenever you're ready.
Let's watch Cobra Kai.
Okay.
New trailer for Cobra Kai.
Let's make sure sound is on. Okay. Let me blow it up. There we go. All right, ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
We've been through a lot to get to this point, but now we're finally on the same page.
We may have settled things in the valley, but now we have to be ready for whatever the world throws at us. Need to be reminded. The Sekai Taikai tournament is coming. Now is not the time to puss out. You're gonna fight the best in the world.
Do I want to know what that's for?
Training, Rocky IV style. Gonna chop down a tree, carry through the snow.
Now what could possibly go wrong?
No matter what throws at you, you gotta stay on your feet.
Our strength is we teach both styles equally. Don't jeopardize that balance, man.
Since when do I run shit by you?
Since we have no idea what we're up against.
Only through pain does the champion reveal himself.
Yes, Sensei!
It's one thing to be the best in town, it's another to be the best in the world.
Just means I'm gonna have to beat Robbie again.
I thought you were Miyagi-Do now.
You think things are better because now I'm training in your dad's backyard?
I think we have our strongest team.
I think they can handle anything.
Bitch, don't you know I know karate? What's that?
Miyagi-san buried secrets for a reason. If we open, anything is possible.
They have
final season. The final season. That trailer doesn't exactly get me like hyped. I am excited for it to come back. I feel like in the trailer we needed a little more friction between different people. Like we had one little confrontation about like from between Daniel and Johnny, and we had one little confrontation between the girls, and it was like that is like what makes this show are the interpersonal relationships they have and the constant drama that they're going through and the constant like changing of sides and people either getting suspicious or changing. So I feel like we need a little more of that in this trailer, but I'm excited for the last season.
I just love the fact that there's a place somewhere called the Valley where everything comes down to dojos and karate. And that's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's just so unrealistic, but it's
like,
funny.
Like that trailer does nothing to like hype me up. I'm just, in general, I'm looking forward to it. You know what I mean? But that trailer to me was not like I've been excited for it since the last season ended, but that trailer doesn't give me any extra excitement. didn't like make me feel some of the shit the other trailers have. If that
wanna
makes
go
any
visit
sense.
the valley.
I'm still really
Well-
looking forward to the show. But
Well, what's crazy is after this show is done, apparently they finished wrapping the film. So there's a new Karate Kid movie out with Daniel LaRusso is going to be in it. I think with Jackie Chan.
wait, they finished filming that already?
It's finished. Yeah, I think Ralph Macchio posted on his Twitter that it was just finished filming. So, but yeah, like that's so like I wonder if it's going to spill over.
I don't
Maybe
think
not.
they have anything
Maybe
to do
it's
with each other. Like, I think they're
just
going to
completely
use
different.
Cobra Kai, whatever to push it. But I don't know if there's going to be any. I don't know if any of those people are going to be, like, making appearances in it. It feels very separate. It's going to be like on the East Coast.
So he's probably on a business meeting and he finds another place that everything's revolved around karate dojos.
Yeah, he's
I
going
think
like
it's
for
great.
some fucking business meeting, and Daniel LaRusso just like walks upon an old Asian person, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, you really remind me of somebody." And then they start talking, and then they stumble upon like some fucking kid who's getting the shit kicked out of them, and
Fight breaks out.
and they're like, "Yeah," and then they both start fighting to like defend the kid. And they're like, "Whoa, you know
That's
karate?
right. We must
Yeah,
train him. Forget the police. There's no police here in this world.
Yeah.
It's all about the dojo.
It's all about the dojo."
That's it.
Um,
It should be a dumb fun thing. So it's
Yeah.
just weird that they would make a film like the movie just like that announcement just came out of nowhere.
I mean, it makes sense. They want to take advantage of it, you know, but that I'm not nearly as looking forward to as Cobra Kai. Hernandez professional accounting for 5. If Disney would give Nolan the Zahn trilogy with no corporate BS, they would make trillions of dollars. I don't think trillions. I think that's a little out there. But R.I.P. Az, hail F&T and G&G. Yes, thanks. Az is dead. Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah, you had a good run. Ian H for 2. Went to see Quiet Place day 1. It was decent. I'm sure I'll see it eventually. Really liked the first one. The second one was okay. Mad about Hatter for 2. Ryan, Dan Vass can put you up. LOL, where in Europe? I would like to at some point do like go to the UK, spend like maybe a week or something in the UK, and then take a train like through the rest and stop in Germany and France and like all that shit. Eventually end up in Italy and spend a couple days in Italy.
I'm assuming you're not going to Peru with Gary and all them.
No.
Okay.
I have no desire to go to like fucking third world fucking shitholes. I actually don't know if Peru qualifies as that or not. I just think anything that's not anything that's
Beaches
not
are
America
nice.
or European. It's kind of the way I view it. But no, I'm not
hear
going
you.
on that trip. McCock for 2. It's so hard. I'm so hard with freedom. That is why Az died. Hey. It's your fault, McCock. Ian, let's go Bucks. Member for 11 months. Having Snipes and Deadpool would be funny because Reynolds was in Blade 3. Yes. Also, another Hellboy's coming out with a new actor. Let it die. Stop reboots. Yeah, Jake told me that this morning. That it's like, hey, there's a Hellboy movie. I'm like, what? There's another fucking Hellboy movie? Gary's inviting me to go next year to Europe.
Well, I have the trailer pulled up if you'd like to see Hellboy, the Crooked Man. First trailer.
Let's see.
It's only a minute.
The Crooked Man.
All right, here we go. Hellboy, the Crooked Man.
Catch Up Entertainment.
Something in these hills. Something haunted. Evil. It smells like death.
Yeah, that was an easy line to predict.
How do you know that?
Dark things called dark things.
I heard tales about him all my life. Most just called him the Crooked Man.
your friends, they all gonna die.
Looks like a horror film with Hellboy in it.
It does look like they're really leaning into the horror element of it, which I think is good. But I have so little interest in another fucking Hellboy movie.
Jack Kesey plays Hellboy. And yeah,
I don't know.
Looks different. I mean, definitely different.
Jeremy's creamy back end for €1.
Jeez,
look at that picture,
Avatar. Jay. Holy crap. Thanks. Could be worse, I guess.
Not sure how.
It can always be worse.
Brian Grumps for 5. I hate how battles in movies devolve from formations into widespread 1v1s. It's so stupid. The best Roman-style battle is the beginning of the Eagle. JLBM1 for Norwegian 25. You comment ton dog shit country came out bad, bro. No, I didn't. It came out exactly the way I fucking wanted it to. That every other country besides the United States is dog shit. That's what I said. That's what I meant. Roblox head Leslie Headland for 2. Ryan only feels safer on white countries. I mean, yeah. Taryn the Black, member for 11 months. So many foreshadowing in last night's episode. They might go the extra mile later on. Yes, there was a lot of foreshadowing in last night's episode, including stuff with Aegon, including stuff with, I don't want to spoil too much because next week's episode is going to be fucking. I mean, I thought Blood and Cheese was going to be crazy. It wasn't as crazy as I'd hoped it was going to be. I think next week is going to be pretty nuts.
But you kind of know what's coming though, right? Because you read the books.
Yeah,
so,
I know the books,
yeah.
so I know the general idea of what's going to happen. Obviously, there are some things that we don't know about. There are some ways that the people that told the stories in the books could be wrong. Like the way the book is written, it's not like a novel, like you have in A Song of Ice and Fire novels. It is a written history of Westeros told from the perspective of in-world characters. And they also often disagree about what happened, but they all have agendas at play into what they might think happened and why they want to spread that to people. So it's really it's not like cut and dry the things that actually went down.
Are they staying pretty close?
They've
in
done
your opinion?
I mean 95%, 90% yes. However, there's been a lot of things where they've added a lot of other context, and that's like to be expected, right? You're talking about like that first season, we saw like 20 years worth of fucking time go by or however long that was. You're talking about a couple pages of a book, right? A couple pages of written history that they've expanded into all of this shit. There was almost no dialogue in that book. Very little dialogue at least, because it's just some maester writing down the rememberings of like what people said happened. So there are some outright changes that are fairly infrequent, but there's a lot of extra shit that gets thrown in and adds a lot of context to what happens. But there are a few things that it's like they said that this person did in the book, but this person did it in actuality. Mad about Hatter. I'm in Naples, close to Pompeii. I know people, so ask me and it would be my pleasure. Well, that would be really fucking cool, Mad about Hatter. Maybe a year from now when I make my way to Europe, that'll happen. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure provide breaking news. My Hollywood spies confirmed Boogie2988 and Kathleen Kennedy will be launching an Acolyte Bitcoin. It's called Shitcoin. That is the most recent.
Let me be the first to buy.
That is the most
all
recent,
in.
That's the most recent bullshit that Boogie's got himself involved in. McCawk, Aaron to Tyrone, Dark Things called Dark Things. Or Dark Things called the Dark Things. Thank you. Tearing the Black, fucking spell check. I meant so much, not many. Yeah, so much foreshadowing. I figured that's what you meant. Metal Slave for 20. Did you guys see the trailer for Red 1 with Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans? Don't care much for them. Isn't the first Christmas-themed movie that's out there, but the trailer had some good comedic moments. I don't believe I've seen that. I do want to talk a little bit about The Acolyte, though. Let's see if I've got all of these articles actually to the right spot. Sometimes I accidentally scroll down. All right, here we go. We got to talk about the Acolyte, right, Jay?
Sure.
It wouldn't be a Geeks and Gamers stream over the past 5 weeks if we didn't somehow mention the Acolyte. Still holding strong at 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, but we've seen the media desperately try to play damage control with this thing, whether they're blaming review bombing. The Acolyte's low Rotten Tomatoes shows Star Wars fans at their worst. Even though it's justifiable what we're seeing happen. There's so many reasons to hate this show, not just the identity politics. That's like 5th or 6th on the list of bad things that are wrong with this series. It's just a dog shit show. But remember when they tried to tell us what a massive success it was? First, they thought, well, it's the best performing series of 2024, of which they've released nothing of note. Congratulations on being the smartest retard, the tallest midget. That's basically what that claim is to. And then we found out that not only was it not impressive views-wise, it's the least watched series in the history of Disney Star Wars projects. Because before that, it was Ahsoka. Ahsoka had the worst premiere we'd seen. Now that title belonged to the Acolyte, but just how bad was it? 11.11 million views in the first 5 days compared to Ahsoka's 14 million. What does that really mean? Well, now we're seeing actual viewership numbers, and it's really fucking bad. Jeez. The Acolyte viewership declines for a second week in a row, nearly a 60% decline from Ahsoka. Now, this is coming to us from a fairly new service that's been out there. We know Nielsen. We know the Nielsen numbers, but unfortunately, the Nielsen numbers take quite a long time to actually get into. Why does this look so weird? Look at this. Why does it look like this? I don't like that. But we know the Nielsen numbers. Here, it fixed itself. We know the Nielsen numbers take 4 weeks or so, over a month, to actually get the tangible data. So we actually have not seen it appear yet, as of yet, on the Nielsen official ratings. But Luminate is a service that does similar thing. Variety uses them and puts these numbers out. Look at this. This is for the week of June 21st through June 27th. The Acolyte, total minutes watched, 232 million. Jeez. The previous week estimated at 262 million. So you do see the numbers are continuing to decline. But just think about that in comparison. What did it start at? Because the 2-episode premiere, Ahsoka on the Nielsen ratings was up around 700 million, 800 million minutes watched for 2 episodes in that premiere. That was bad enough. The Acolyte was sitting in the 300 minutes watch time frame. Like, we're talking about something that has fallen off so hard that when it comes to people actually viewing this, it's almost nothing. Like this number, the only reason it's ranked number 9 is because they're talking about original programming, right? Not acquired programming. Because if I go right now to the top 10, look at this: Grey's Anatomy, Bluey, Young Sheldon, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy. Let's see,
reruns.
Part 2, reruns of shit. These are all the things that are dominating the actual streaming numbers. 200 million minutes watched wouldn't come close to the top 10.
Jeez.
Now, if I do go to original, it gets a little bit different. It would probably, if it held true, if it held to those numbers and we saw this play out for the next couple of weeks, it would probably slot in there 8th or 9th or something like that. But this is horrifically bad for a show that you spent $200 million on, where there's almost nothing else. Like at the time that it premiered, this was before House of the Dragon came out, before The Boys came out. There was really not much competition. But this is just fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, and I love when I think that first week when they posted the numbers, everything was according to Disney. So when they did that weird they worded it so well to make it sound like it was like the best show of 2024.
And it tricked a lot of people.
Yeah. So there was a lot of like word vomit in that. Like, according to Disney, in 2024, the Acolyte had the best viewage by this number and that. It's so weird how they tried to spin it. There's no spin in this, man. It's just people. My videos are filled with people in the comments saying, I ain't watching the show, but I love hearing people talk about it. So it's like I'm enjoying people talking about it more than ever watching the show. So maybe that's what's going on. People are like, they're just waiting to see what people have to say and enjoying that as far as their Acolyte entertainment than actually watching the show. You would think that after that super impressive lightsaber episode 5, they might have gotten a little bounce. People might come back, but
we'll see what those numbers end up being.
Obviously, yeah.
But like, there's people that are trying to use these things and say it's a success. Look at this article.
Yeah.
The Acolyte viewership suggests negative fan reviews didn't negatively impact interest.
Where did they get this stuff?
And they're using this one. This is the premiere week, right? Where they had 380 million minutes watched. Compare that to Ahsoka, which with its 2-episode premiere had around like 800 million minutes watched. Now, the Ahsoka episodes were a little bit longer, so you can, give that a little bit of credit. But overall, you're talking about almost half as many people watching this. It's an embarrassment. And they're doing it because, look, it made it in the top 10 of original programming.
Right.
Couldn't crack that's not going to crack the actual top 10.
Right.
It's not what you spend $200 million on a Star Wars project for, is to be buried and not even make the actual top 10 list. This is sad and pathetic. But it's trying to be spun by a lot of people.
Basically, old rerun shows are doing much better than this original program.
Yeah, and there is like context required, right? If there's 250 episodes of Grey's Anatomy out there for people to watch, like then it makes a lot more sense as opposed to only 5 episodes of The Acolyte to watch. But you have to keep that context with all of these things that come out, including when we get Star Wars projects that get second seasons, like The Mandalorian. All of the numbers for The Mandalorian that would come out in season 3, you had to factor in, well, there might be another 100 million minutes of people that are just watching reruns or catching up on the show or things like that. So it's one of the problems with streaming in general, is it's so difficult to kind of pin down, what do you think a success should be? Well, all I can go is based off what Disney Star Wars has done previously. And after the failure that was Ahsoka, right, in terms of disappointment to them, this is now getting views that are approximately, now that we've seen the first weekend go by, approximately half of what Ahsoka got.
Yeah, people have just walked away.
And they're spending $200 million on it. It's really bad.
They just walked away. And there's like they're not... like as far as like the theme parks and stuff, there's like nothing about the Acolyte anywhere. They still have like Ahsoka signs up. So, which doesn't make any sense to me. She doesn't even show up in Galaxy's Edge. And
Ahsoka, I think, didn't she came into Galaxy's? I saw her in Galaxy's Edge at
she was in Disneyland, but
in
not
Disneyland,
in,
yeah,
but
so
not
I
in
thought
the
I saw
other
pictures
one.
of that.
But like they're having like
Hera and Chopper, right?
And Disneyland, yeah. I don't know why they won't bring them over, but they're having their Disney's got their like some major problems because that new ride opened up, the Tiana's Bayou. And the second day it was shut down all day and it had to be evacuated. So, and this is it. Tiana's it broke down. So it just it breaks down
it's
every
always that
day.
Same spot. Every time I see that same spot,
that's
people having to get out.
Right. Well, this is where the boats build up after the drop, so if they make it to the drop point, it'll spin around. But the big evacuation is like on the inside where all the lights come on and they've got to like walk people like down. So it's like it was a big opening. Everybody was there. They had news media out there. And the day before, Josh D'Amaro and Bob Iger wrote it to like get off the thing and say, I think we're all good to go. It's going to be a great addition to the park. And the second day, it just completely broke down. Then they took it off the app, right? Because they didn't want people checking like if it came back up. And then they drained the water. So something happened where they had to drain all the water out of the ride. And it didn't come back on. Then they have another ride opening today. I don't know if this is an older ride that they shut down for a while to redo all the tracks. The Rock and Roller Coaster over at Hollywood Studios had Aerosmith in it. You like got in a Cadillac. It's an older ride. It was shut down for a while. It reopened today. First 5 minutes immediately has been shut down for the day. So after all the test runs and everything and all that stuff. So I don't know what the freak is.
They got to invest more money in the parks, you know.
I don't know what the freak they're doing, man. It's crazy.
Over on Rumble, Vault 95 Survivor says, Jeremy stopped playing video games. It's been so long since he went live. Does he work for the Daily Wire now? Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Get woke, go broke for 10. For anybody who wants to visit France but can't really afford to, just go to San Francisco. They're both the same dog shit cities. Breticus for 2. Someone's having the case of the Keanu Mondays. Hernandez professional accounting for 2. Ackle crap will forever be trash. So much money wasted. Tobias for 10. You should go to Scandinavia, Ryan. Hot ladies skiing in bikinis. Good food. Some historical cool sites from the Resistance in World War II and German heavy water facilities and Vikings. Well, that's cool.
You wouldn't stay at a hostel, would you?
There's no way in fucking hell I would ever do that.
That's what
not
I
a
figured.
fucking chance.
Yeah, she wouldn't do the whole backpacking thing, you know, with the hat and the little backpack and just like,
no.
Let's just follow the open road and see where we go. Maybe I'll bump into Critical Drinker. Who knows?
Well, my uncle, when he was like in college a long ass time ago, was doing like he was doing that like backpacking through Europe or whatever. He ended up getting robbed. He got all his fucking money stolen, and he ended up having to like get a little job washing dishes for some fucking restaurant to like get enough money to buy his way back home.
That's crazy.
That was like part of the experience to him, I guess. I guess that was just part of the experience.
Crazy.
But Kadath Gaming for 5. Hey Ryan, after the UK, consider taking the Orient Express from Paris via the Alps. 140-year-old luxury sleeper service to Italy, also seen in the UK. Yeah, that's something I would love to do. Something like that would be awesome. Hernandez Professional Accounting. Give some membership. Thank you. Ryan, I think Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord. A Sith Lord? Doll Life Dan for 5. Sequel idea, Sound of Freedom 2. Jim Caviezel has to save Dave Filoni's dog. I'd be down. Let's see if we can sell him on it. The Sound of Freedom.
That's pretty
2.
good.
Poor Dave. Poor Dave. Anyway, I think we're all caught up. Let me make sure. I think we're good over on Rumble as well. Shout out to our Rumble audience. And Jay, what do you got going on this week?
I'm heading to Denver Fan Expo with the Rippaverse after on July 5th. So I will be at the booth with the Rippaverse team that weekend, and they're gonna have copies of my book there. So looking forward to that trip. Going to good old Denver, Colorado. John
Have
Denver.
Fun.
Yeah.
John Denver, yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to that.
That's cool. I'm not really fucking doing anything. I guess I am doing a stream over on Arcampus Live later today at 2 or 3. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but I'm going to do a breakdown of the 3rd episode of House of the Dragon. Talk about that a little bit. Yeah. Wolf for a million for £2. France is not a city, goddamn Yanks. Yeah.
France is going through it, I hear. There's been like some election stuff going on, so
maybe things will change. Taker for 5. Shad's fight scene autopsy in episode 5 was great. The choreography was a joke. Kymir had insane plot armor. Well, he had actual armor. Ryan's seen the Hostel movies. He knows better.
Yeah. I was just curious. I think Ryan could defend himself. Guy's a military guy. He knows what's up.
That's not really like what I'm worried about. There's no way I would want to be around people.
Yeah. That's yeah.
You fucking kidding me?
Right.
Like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna like share a space with these fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Ugh. No, thank you. Anyway,
get like lice or something.
That is going to be it. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow. No idea who's going to be on tomorrow. Only time will tell. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll talk to you later.